There we go. Hello, my name is Gomiya. I'm a bear. I'm going to be first doing my schedule, and then I'm going to be drawing because someday I will have more than 3 viewers per stream. And on that day, I will be able to give you guys emotes. But until that day, gotta keep grinding, I guess. Hello, Rusty. How are you? Doing alright today? Don't worry. Oh wait, that should not be here. This should be right here for right now. I see, I see. Anything new with you? I know that you were... Oh, once again, thank you so much for your help when it came to playing Risk of Rain. Because, once again, the person who actually knew how, like, anything about Risk of Rain was not there for the collab, so we genuinely were struggling a tiny bit, but now we are not, and I cannot express how grateful we are for that. Yeah, we're kind of struggling. No, 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 don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. Okay, you didn't crash. I'm just gonna put you over here. Okay. Yay. OBS didn't crash when I did one singular thing with it. It's a miracle. Ah, shit. But now I've lost track of chat. Now I have to open it up in Twitch. Cries a little bit. I don't like having multiple tabs open for things. Okay. I'm at 2.6 followers per stream. Nice. Someday I'll make it to 3. A whole ass 3. And then it'll be nice. Nice. Too bad you can't set a goal per stream. I've had so many streams where there were just like no people or like only 1 or 2 people. So right now I'm trying to get to a number that averages out to 3, and it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take quite a lot of people, to be honest. But I didn't work this out mathematically before I started all of this, so I guess that's on me. I mean, I could probably like metagame this, so like, let's see, let me just pop this out. Oh. Nice. Who are these new people? I don't know. I hope they enjoyed whatever was happening there. Anyway, I probably could like metagame all of this to like where I'm only streaming at like peak hours or whatever. But I also have a life. Well, my voice actor has a life. I have nothing. And if I were to stream at any other times other than the ones I have now, um, I mean, I suppose I'd be more popular, but then I wouldn't have the freedom to do whatever the fuck I want outside of streaming. And this is not my full-time job. Don't really have one. Okay, now that that's said, once again, thank you very, very much for helping us out with Risk of Rain. I do appreciate it. I'm going to be playing Risk of Rain by myself at some point. Maybe within the next few weeks, question mark? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I took a look at the meat bodies schedule a few days ago. And it's busy. But as long as... Okay, this one needs to go and this one needs to go. Okay. Right. As long as nothing changes dramatically, things should still be able to proceed forward as usual. I won't have an entire 3 days where I'm just working. Oh, you joined the Discord? Oh, sorry. Let me go ahead and get permissions up for you. Thank you for joining the Discord. Give me a second. Yeah, there is a warning on the Discord that I have no idea how bots work, so I can't make it so that when you accept permissions, you also get a role right away. So you can't see anything once you enter the Discord, and I do apologize for that. I'm not a very tech-savvy bear, so... But I just have to set up permissions for you manually, which just means that I have to tell the server, hey, this person is okay. I'm giving them this little badge that says exactly who they are. Please let them in, Mr. Discord. And then they do. Oh, here we go. All right, let me just... There we go. Oh. Okay, I think this person already has a role. Yeah, okay. So now it's just you who need a role. Congratulations, welcome to the trash pile. So yeah, if you would like to take a look at any of the emotes that I currently have by myself or by my son Skyroad, you can now, Rusty, you personally, can now see the entire server. So thank you for letting me know that you in fact could not see any of that shit. Or that you're there in the first place. Sorry, I don't have like alerts on for any of my social media because I prefer to ignore that the internet exists except for the frequent times I have to use it. So, yeah, I'm also looking at some other things. Huh? Did, what? Do not have the message history? Oh, I see. Actually, that's really cool. Okay. Sorry. A couple of streamers decided to start up a D&D campaign, and I thought it was cool. So when they invited me to make a character, I decided to do just that. I don't know when the D&D campaign is going to go down, but we are all streamers, so we have been putting on the table the idea of somehow streaming our D&D sessions. So if you're interested in that, that might be a thing that happens later. I don't know 100% for sure what's happening with that though. I'm really excited about it, but if nothing comes of it, oh well. If we do end up having a really fun D&D campaign, I'll try and advertise it more. But if it sucks, then I won't say anything about it. Mostly it's just something for me because I really do enjoy playing D&D. So, and it's been a while since I've been in a group. So I feel as though it's about time that I get off my ass and play another character and play a different role in a game. Because when I play D&D, I usually play, let's see, what do I play? Nah. Actually, I do make it a point to try and switch around what characters, what class types that I play in each D&D campaign that I go into. Alright, that stays there. Alright, that stays there. Alright. So, let's see. Hello. Yeah, it's this one. So, I think I like it. Hello, Manatee. Sounds cool. I watched like one D&D stream before. I think I'll like it. Well, I'm glad. I'll personally try and make it entertaining, I guess. I don't think I've ever played a D&D campaign that was like openly streamed or like made public at all, but I have been in several D&D campaigns before, so I'm looking forward to the opportunity to be in another one. Not much is up there. I hope you're having a wonderful day, Manatee. I am, once again, just vibing. But yeah, I am just going to continue talking about this D&D campaign and then some other things that I've been doing because I guess that's what streamers do, question mark. I still am not sure what the job description for a streamer entails besides me just saying whatever comes to mind. I do talk to myself a lot though, so it's not like the huge bother. But back to the D&D campaign. I think that for my first campaign, let's see, I think I want this to be at 2 p.m. EST. I think that's right. So, 2. I just want to get back to the darkest dungeon. I want my dudes to catch depression again, so 2 p.m. Oh yeah. EDD. And that would make it, what? 11 a.m. PDD. The Darkest Dungeon! We'll be going back. It's been a while. This one's gonna be up on YouTube, so I need to make some adjustments for that. Nope, not that. Is it this? No, oh my fucking god. Cursed. Let's see, where are we at? Oh, there it is. Okay, so let's move that up to, not you. Is it this? Yes, it is. Okay. Finally, we're going back to the Darkest Dungeon. All right. The current D&D campaign I'm doing with my friends is about to end, and I'm DMing the next one. Oh, good luck. DMs don't get enough appreciation for all the shit that they do. I like fiction, and I like making up the ideas of my own fictional spaces. So whenever I encounter like a really good DM who is both thorough enough to create an entire world and then flexible enough to let other people to do whatever they want with it so they come up with a really cool story for them to explore, that is a talent. And I've never DM'd before, so I wouldn't know what that takes necessarily. But the conception of someone putting that much work into something some other people are going to enjoy, I don't know, I think that's very admirable. I think it's one of the things that make me feel as though people can really cooperate when they put their minds to it, you know? What I'm trying to say is good luck. I'm really pulling for you. I hope you have a good time. All right. And then for Wednesday, I was going, because I do have work that day, but it's kind of in a strange time. So I have very early in the morning or very late at night. Well, not very late at night, just relatively later than I usually stream, to be streaming on Wednesday. So I have been thinking about stuff that I would like to do. Um, I have, thanks, I'm very nervous. Well, I think that a, mm, I think that in any creative endeavor, the only bad thing that nervousness does is stop you from trying. As soon as you get to a point where you're like, the nervousness can be there, it's a part of me, but it's not going to stop me from what I want to do. That's when you get to the positive aspects of nervousness. You get to the part where you worry about how to make things better for other people. You get to the part where you worry about whether you can do well for yourself. And I feel like some of that anxiety can go into like positive things, like making sure everything is right, everything is perfect. But at the end of the day, if you've done your best and you still have that niggling worry of just like, what if something can go wrong? What if I should just not do this? And then you give in to that. That's the bad part of nervousness. As long as you don't hit that point, I think you're Gucci. Yeah, I think you're gonna do just fine. Just make sure you keep going. And I think that any D&D player worth their salt will tell you that as long as everybody's having a good time, it doesn't have to be perfect. And if your group isn't like that, then fuck them. I feel like that's my advice towards everything. Make good decisions, do your best, and if people can't accept that, fuck them, you know? At least that's how I feel about most things. That being said, though, I also have very high standards for myself and very low standards for everybody else, so maybe that's a part of it. I think I'm gonna do Wednesday stream a bit later because I want to save the morning of that day to run some errands that I've been putting off for a while. So that means, what time will that be? Oh wait, I wrote that a little bit right here. Perfect. 8 p.m. EDT. And that would make it, what, 5 p.m.? Yeah, 5 p.m. PDT. I'm getting very good at converting time zones. All right. And for Wednesday and for Thursday, I actually am not quite sure what I'm going to be doing. I might just, well, I think that you're doing a wonderful job, Manatee. I don't know what your personal life is like because you followed me out of the blue ages ago, and like, I don't think I've been to a single stream of yours, and that makes me really sad because you've been nothing but friendly and kind whenever you come, and I feel like I should repay your kindness in kind. Um, yeah, I'll see if I can work out a schedule in which I can actually attend your streams. Let's see. I recently got some new games in the summer Steam sale, So I have several games, one of which I am going to play a little bit later today. I'm going to have two streams today. Um, but now that I have so many choices as to what I can do, um, I am spoiled for choice now. I really did budget out enough money to get about as many games as I wanted to play. So let's see. Oh, I haven't done karaoke in a while, have I? A Wednesday night karaoke, maybe? Sure, why not? This one's probably going to be unlisted again, but I'm going to try and make it so that my karaoke's get less and less unlisted. I know it's all good. I know that people are just like, you can do whatever you want and we'll still be fans of yours and we'll still like you, etc., etc. But I'm like, no. I want to treat people who've treated me with kindness, with the kindness that they've treated me with. I've got to, or else it doesn't feel fair. I don't know, maybe it's just I have brain worms or something. Let's see. Maybe, yeah, I think Wednesday will be a karaoke night. I don't know if this is going to be the final time for this, because once again, I think people who followed me for a while realize that I prioritize attending the streams for my Oshi over having a schedule that actually starts on time. But I do try and at least keep it on the same day. Like, any of this is up for change in the case that I realize that I could change just one little part of it and still catch another stream by somebody I really, really like. I'm very selfish in that way. I don't treat my friends with that kind of kindness, with that kind of enthusiasm, and I feel like that's probably a bad thing, but also I'm not gonna stop. This one's gonna be unlisted though. I'll just have some fun. I'll be unlisted. We're keeping that. I want to be Sean Connery. Unlisted. My lack of ability to spell while distracted sometimes amuses me to no end. For Thursday, I may keep this open because what I would like to do is try, while I do have Thursdays free, what I'd like to do is try to keep it open for collabs. But if there are no collabs on that day, I might just do a variety of video game streams. Let's see. So, honestly, don't know. Streaming. Whatever I want. Whenever I got stuff from Steam sale. Like, one of the things I will be playing today is a game that I've been trying to get enough time or money or to catch on discount for a very long time. And during the summer Steam sale, I was like, this is probably going to be on sale, and it was, so I bought it. Along with a bunch of other games. So after this stream ends, there's going to be an hour and a half to 2 hour break in which I take care of my own bare ass. And then I will start up another stream, and you will know exactly what that is by the end of the stream. But for right now, yeah. Thursday will be scheduled by the time this schedule actually goes up on Monday. But for right now, that is what I think we have to work with next week. That's right. Okay, is that everything I wanted to do for this particular thing. Actually, while I'm thinking about it, let me go back on Discord and all right. So I put out a call for collabs on Thursday, so that might be happening. But if that does not, I'll just be playing something that I got off the summer stream sale. Who knows? Yeah, I think that's going to be everything with regards for that. So, all right. Let's go into something different. Let's do something a little bit different. You gotta trust me on this one. Okay. We're starting something entirely new today, and that is because I want to make a thumbnail for the thing I'm going to be streaming next for today. So let me just get a new window up in my web browser. Trust me on this one. You guys gotta follow me. You guys follow me, right? Like, not only do you follow me in a very literal sense, just like, you trust me, don't you? Sometimes I get in my head about, like, whether I'm leading you guys in a good direction. Yeah. This is nothing serious. I was just stalling for time by just saying, are you guys ready? Ready? Trust me? But now I'm getting very existential about it. I need to stop. Okay, let's do, what do I name this? Okay. Let's just save it as that. Noise. All right, now we close that and import. Yeah, this isn't actually serious. But I did realize that I do worry quite a bit about being like, hey, you guys follow me, so now I'm gonna be showing you stuff that I care about. And I do hope, not that you guys enjoy it, because I'm going to enjoy it whether you guys do or not, but more like I want to show the best parts of the things that I like and then give you an accurate depiction of the worst things that can possibly happen. Basically, I just don't want to let you guys down. Anyway, I'm gonna be playing Unpacking. And this is so small that I think I'm just going to do something with this specific image because I don't want to lose quality, but I do work with a canvas 2 times bigger than the actual canvas, so I can fiddle around with details when I make YouTube stuff. So what's going to happen now is that what I usually do, I just fuck around. I fuck around and then very summarily I do find out. I cannot live in a world where I am not allowed to fuck around because I want to find out sometimes. I don't know shit. If I don't fuck around, no one's gonna tell me exactly what I'm supposed to find out. And that's like unacceptable to me. I need to fuck around so people eventually make me find out. And then I'm like, oh, I learned fucking something today. What I'm saying is I'm a little bit weird. Because I do actually want to find out about things sometimes. I've seen that game before, but I know nothing about it. It's a game about a packing. It's supposed to be very chill. I have seen my son maul over it. I've seen some people have a very good time with it. It is about organizing. So if the idea of organizing a space stresses you out, that might not be your thing. But for me, I'm not a terribly organized person, but I also don't have anything against it either. So it's not as though it's going to bother me. Let me just open that up and then put this down here so I've got my handy dandy color palette to work with. And then we will go in and make a very, very silly fucking whatever the fuck. Yeah, it's very chill as far as I know. Good to get confirmation on that though. Okay, so let me just start with this. Again, this is gonna be like all of my other custom thumbnails in which I am truly going to try and make this in under an hour. So if it sucks, and I just have to fucking deal with it. And there is no like caveat to that. I have this tendency to be like very hard on myself to the point where I'm a perfectionist and I never get any shit done. So I am purposefully not giving myself enough time to get it perfect. I am not giving myself that kind of space. What I'm trying to do is give myself enough space to be like, hey, this can look like shit and people will be okay with that. But I don't know, there's something about this game specifically that I wanted to use something custom with it. It just seems very soothing and I'm down for that, honestly. At this point, I am down to be soothed. It's literally unpacking and placing things, yeah. Man, I wish I had that kind of zen for my stuff. I think that there's a lot of truth. I think people often say things like, oh shit. Not that. Well, I think people often say, oh shit, as well, but that's not the thing I was going for. No. What I'm actually going for is people often say that it's much easier to clean up after other people's mistakes than it is to worry about your own, which is why if you have a friend who's going through something, the easiest way to help them that is if it's convenient for them and happens to be a part of their actual skill set, actually letting them help you with a problem you have is one of the best ways to help them get their mind off of things. That being said, though, you gotta be good enough friends to know if the thing that you are doing won't just stress them out more, you know? But it does actually help, especially when the person is the person coming up to you going, hey, I need a distraction, can I do something? Can you just give me a directive? Yeah, sometimes I don't know, I don't feel like I do a lot for anybody but myself because I'm very selfish and I don't make real friends. So whenever I help out somebody else just by being there for them, it's nice, you know, but it's also just not very, like, I feel like I'm doing nothing in return, you know? I know that for a lot of people, just being there helps. Just being there and saying, hey, I'm going to be here for you, that always helps. But for me, it almost never feels like I'm doing enough. And I think it's just me being weird. I know that generally, for most people, just being there is enough. Like, for me, honestly, wait, actually, I think I'm gonna move this. Going to be moving this. How is this looking? Maybe what I'm trying to say is that no matter what I do, it never feels like enough. And I feel like a lot of people in my position in life often feel the same way. What I'm saying is, if you find people who are as weird as I am, or maybe people could call me like earnest or whatever. I've been called way too moral for my own good, which I mean. But yeah, if you find somebody in your life who you're just like, oh, this person does way too much, let them do something for you. Because oftentimes that's how they feel, as though you value them. It makes them feel important. That being said, I hate doing things for other people other than myself, so your mileage may vary. Okay, I think I'm gonna do a mouth here. Imposter syndrome? Maybe. Okay, I think I'm just gonna color drop this. I think that's a part of it, probably. Like the idea that I have not done enough for others because my standards for what I consider to be a good job are so different from not only what other people expect out of others, but even from what I expect out of others. Like, I feel as though I've got that weird thing that you sometimes meet people who are like, oh, everything is okay. It's okay to be not perfect. You can be exactly who you are and I'll still like you. But this does not apply to me. These nice words, these nice things I'm saying, that doesn't apply to me. I need to be as fucked up and hard on myself as humanly possible because I know exactly what I'm capable of. And if I'm not achieving it, fuck it. I am so bad at doing this. But you're okay. You're okay, you know? You can do whatever you want. And it's such a weird expectation and I don't know how to quit, you know? It's just like I am so used to always expecting 100% out of everything that I could possibly do that it never occurs to me to expect the same from others because a lot of the time other people don't measure up to my expectations. So I've decided that to do so would be to expect more than others can give me is actually kind of fucking cruel, you know? But I expect so much out of myself, you know? So it's like, it's a matter of trying to be fair to others but in return not being very fair to myself for not achieving as much as for like being really down on myself whenever I don't achieve quite as much as I thought I could. Something, I feel like that's like a corollary to imposter syndrome. That's like taking imposter syndrome and going, now exactly how do I make it so that it's impossible for me to achieve things that I easily forgive others for like flubbing every once in a while? It's that matter of looking at your own work and going, I know I can do better. Which is why, you know, it's good to always encourage people who even feel like it even seems like they feel as though they don't need any help. It's always good to encourage other people, just in general. But, like, you've got to also make room to be like, oh, even the strongest person in my life gets really down on themselves. Which is how I treat others oftentimes. Like, sometimes I can, like, this is why I try to keep, like, a really close eye on whether I've been too mean or not. Like, if I am mean to anyone, I call myself mean a lot, and that's because if I'm not mean, I'm not actually thinking of myself as a person. I often let other people walk all over me. But after the fact, I always think, was I good to this person? Was this acceptable? Did I leave this interaction with the other person thinking, wow, now I feel like a total piece of shit? I do that very often to people, and I realize that I have that kind of power. And it's not something that I like about myself, I think. I like myself quite a bit, but it took me a long time to get there. you know? So, trying to get to a point where I'm like, hey, I need to respect myself, but also I need to make sure that I'm being good to others. That's hard, man. It's this fucked up balancing act that I don't think I'll ever quite get right. All right. It's a box. It's a box, man. All right. Why am I making this box so perfect? Man, I don't fucking know. Maybe it's because, like I've been saying for the past, like, yonk, my expectations of myself are way too high. And I want this to be perfect. All right, I'm gonna see if I can do a little bit of the same kind of shading that they do. I'm not gonna do anything special with my brush though. I'm just gonna sort of wing it. There we go. That looks pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. It's not gonna be like stunning. It's not gonna be the piece de résistance, but you know, it'll do, it'll do. All right. And now this is gonna be, wrong brush. Imposter syndrome. I think I do have quite a bit of imposter syndrome. And it does actually stop me from doing things. For the longest time, it made me feel as though there was a part of life I was not allowed to interact with others. Hello, Twangerine, how are you? There we go. There we go, perfect. Alrighty. Alright, and now for the part where I do the shit that where I am actually a part of this nonsense. All good, all good. I hope you're having a wonderful day, Twangerine. I am doing just fine myself. Now that I am just talking about anything that comes to mind, usually that puts my entire brain at ease. I think that a lot of people, well, it's a thing, right? Where people who talk to themselves a lot are often like, I talk to myself because it's the only way that I'm guaranteed good conversation, blah, whatever. For me, I talk to myself because if I don't talk to myself, there are ideas in my head that are absolutely fucking crazy, but I don't realize it's crazy until I've actually said it out loud. Alright, and then... So I need to say some things out loud in order to like look back at it and go, oh, wait a minute, that's kind of fucked up. Maybe you want to reconsider the thing you think about this thing currently? You know, it gives me some perspective. I need that. I just need like a hella bunch of perspective. All right. Also, Twangerine, if since you just got here, I am letting everybody know right now that there will be a 2 to 3 hour intermission after this stream ends, and I will, in fact, be playing Unpacking right after that. And that's what we're trying to prepare for today. Just a thumbnail for that. So if you would like to join us for that, please feel free. And if you do not, I hope you have a wonderful day. Just letting you know that this is being made in preparation for a stream that is happening in a bit. Perfect. I mean, not perfect, but you know, we are not going for perfection here. We're going for good enough. It is weird how sometimes you just have to settle for fucking good enough. Good enough! Alright, let's put this. Let's make the rest of my shit. Man, having a color palette for all of my shit makes this all so much easier. Okay, I'm just gonna blob that right there. Because if I don't put this out in possibly the worst way, I know it's not gonna get done. I know it's not. Because my standards for myself are so fucking high and completely unachievable but with my current skill set, that if I try to wait until the perfect time, it's never gonna come. It's never gonna come. I'm never going to get better. And the thing that I want to do will inevitably pass me by. So I have to just do it anyway. I have to do it anyway with the confidence of a straight white man in America. To have the confidence, the audacity to have the confidence of a straight white man in America. Alright, and then that goes here, because that's where that is, and then I think that this is gonna go in the background here. Wow, that is not my skin color, but we are going to continue on like this because I want this to be done in a timely fucking manner. Yay. Alright, then I'm going to put in my skin color, my actual skin color. Put that here. Yep. Oh, I was talking about D&D earlier. Like I said, I did get invited to a D&D campaign, and I was about to just list out all of the classes I have played and the class I am planning on playing. So I've played a lot of different classes before. I think that the equivalents would be, like, I played a paladin before. I've played probably what you would call like a berserker or a warrior before. I played a sorcerer before, and I think out of my campaigns, that's about as close as you can get. I've done a lot of role-playing in general, but that's just my tabletop stuff. In this new campaign that I'm gonna be in, I have decided to play a bard for the first time, which, coming from somebody who's like, oh, I play like rangers and bards and stuff. I've never, a bard? I've never played a bard. It can be sometimes like, I feel like people who play bards have like this thing, you know, where they're supposed to be like the wittiest, funniest, ha-ha-est person in the party. I don't feel like I'm a very witty, ha-ha, funny person. So that might not end up happening. I might need to just like try and figure out another way to play a bard. Oh, hello, Avocado. It's nice to see you. I play Druid. I like talking to animals. Oh, okay, Manatee. It's been really, really nice having you around. Thank you for coming by. I do hope you have a wonderful day. And it's been a while since I've seen you, Avocado. Yeah. You said that you'd be going by Berino later on in life. I see that you've made a certain amount of changes. You've made a decision about that, and I am very happy for you. How have you been? It's been a while. Okay, I'm gonna just sort of extend the background a little bit so I'm actually looking at this. Kind of looks like fucking haunted. It's, you know, whatever, but also this does in fact look fucking haunted. Alright. I think that there's just gonna be a window back here just to break up the space. I'm glad that this color palette seems to be pretty okay for the color palette that I've got going on in my model. I guess I can just like put some trees out there, just like doop. And then let's just try and stick with the color palette they have here. So like this yellow, or like, oh wait, nope, that's not a yellow. That is definitely not a yellow. Okay. Oh my god, my color matching skills. Okay, you know what, fuck it. There we go, better. Pop. We are color matching, my dudes. Okay, and now I guess I'm gonna try and go over this with like a huge big old blushy blur tool later on, so it's not like the main focus. But yeah, I want to also make sure that this looks like an actual background. Alright. Mm. Also, let's make this a white-ish sort of um, thingamabob here. Mm. Oh, my mic is not meant to be echoing. I'm so sorry. Oh, I was practicing singing earlier today, so I'm afraid that I left this at a non-echo in a bit of a reverb state. I do apologize for that. Give me 1 second to fix that. Oh, that was my bad. That was definitely my bad. Let me just readjust the filters. There we are. Thank you for letting me know. I would not have known if you hadn't said anything. I do appreciate it. I'm doing alright. I am planning on playing this game Unpacking in a little bit. So after the stream ends, there will be a bit of an intermission. And then after that intermission, I will be playing Unpacking because I did pick it up during the Steam summer sale. So, and I've been really looking forward to playing it. Uh, mm, mm, ba, 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 ba. So yeah, that's what's being worked on today. Later on, I might do other shit, but that's, once again, just not what my 100% priority right now. My priority right now is to get this done, and then to see about, ooh, hello, that's not even on the right layer. Hello, please, go away. Alright. And then after that, like, my number one priority is just to get this done and then to try and get as many emotes done for the server as I possibly can. Oh yeah, I don't know if you were around for that. I now do have a Discord server. It's not fancy by any stretch of the imagination, and I do have to like individually let people in once you're in. So, if you do end up going on it, please do let me know so I can actually give you a role. But yeah, that is something that has happened now. There is now a Discord, and I do have emotes on it. As soon as emotes get activated on the stream itself, I'll be the first to know, and then I'll make you guys the second ones to know. But for right now, there are no emotes on this stream as of just yet. I gotta go. I'll be sure to join the Discord server right now before I go. Bye. Well, it was good seeing you, and I'm glad to know that you stopped by to make sure I know about your new username. Take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day. Let's see. Let's put this down here. And then put this down here. I think that I do this thing where I really map the top of my head way too fat. Maybe it's just because I have 5 brain and I want to. I can't say that with a straight face. I am actually. I am actually fucking stupid. I cannot say that about myself with a straight face. Alright. Alright. I think this has to wind over here then. Yeah. Oh, one thing that I would like to do with you guys next week, if nobody comes through for a collab, is finally get my Final Fantasy XIV account started. And I'm really, like, I got it during the Steam sale, so I've got Endwalker and stuff now. I don't know, like, a lot of my friends, real and imaginary, seem to be very invested in getting other people to play Final Fantasy XIV, and I have played it enough to know like what I do in character creation and stuff. Like, that part's not the problem. The problem is, I don't know, man. It's a time sink, and if it's a time sink in the same way that like Grand Blue Fantasy is a time sink, then you know you've got to be able to allocate your time well as a streamer. And I don't know if this is how I want to allocate my time. What I preferably want to do is play the type of game that can let me have options to play other kinds of games. But the reality is, I also want to create something that is a little bit more like sequential, I suppose. Like, you can come back to my channel and there will always be this or there will always be that. Like, I'll always stream Vampire Survivor, but I don't feel as though you can come back to the stream every single week and see it. I want there to be something like that. Okay, I was gonna get like a pink for the mouth. Yeah, that's perfect. Well, actually, that's not perfect. I could probably go for something a little bit darker. Yeah, that works. I know that's just like the color I used. Wait, no, that's not good either. Oh, fuck. Fuck. Like this, maybe? I kind of hate it, but it's better than what we had thus far. Okay, let me just, like, color mix this. Okay, that's better. Yeah, saturation was, like, bad. Okay, let me take a quick super pause just to make sure that I've got this person with all the permissions and stuff. Yay! Alright. Yeah. Rules. Okay. Yay. People joining the Discord server. All is going as planned. What's the plan? Fuck if I know! Honestly, I only included this Discord server and gave it like functionality because you guys wanted it. I don't have any like events for you guys. I'm not the kind of person to have enough money to have like giveaways. I honestly don't know what you guys wanted it for. Maybe it's because I don't often socialize with other people, but it's bizarre to me. But if that is what you guys want, if that is what you feel as though this channel needs, then who am I to argue? I have no idea how streaming works. I am just a bear. I just go here. Yeah, Trash Bear is very busy as well. Hello, Seal. How are you? Yeah, I've been like intermittently keeping up with Trash Bear's schedule. I have not been able to attend their stream ever since you told me they existed, so that might take a while, honestly. We'll see about that. I'm doing all right. I'm going to be playing Unpacking a little bit later today, so there will be like an hour and a half to 2 hour pause after I end this stream, in which I will do some stuff, take care of my bear self, and then I will be playing Unpacking. So I do hope you guys enjoy that. I bought a lot of games during the summer Steam sale, so over the next few days I will be trying to, I'll be trying them out basically. But yeah, I'm doing all right. I meant you are very busy. Well, yeah, I mean, well, yes I am. Yes I am. Because you are also a Trash Bear. Oh, sorry. It's just that you spelled it like how we usually spell your friend's name. So yeah, that was my bad. I do apologize. But yeah. Oh my fucking god. If I hadn't dedicated myself to just being like, this is how this is going to look now, I would very much be upset about how this looks right now. I don't think it looks great, but this is the way it looks now. Let's actually just kind of leave some stuff over here so we know that there's like some light sources or whatever coming over here. But yeah, here we go. Noise. Yeah, auto-corrected didge. You know, I turned autocorrect off like a really fucking long time ago. Mostly because I don't want autocorrect to question me whenever I make a bad spelling decision. They're always like, oh, you meant this? And I'm like, no, please let me make my own mistakes. Oh wait, shit, I put this on the wrong layer again. Okay, there we go. So I turned off autocorrect like a really fucking long time ago, and whenever I make spelling mistakes, they truly just stay the way they are. Because I don't fucking care about correct spelling. As long as my point gets across, right? The magazine, the background, the clothes all look very nice. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Um, I was talking a little bit earlier about how I am the type of person to want everything to be perfect, which is why I make my thumbnails not half-assed, but less done than I want them to be. Because if I don't, I'm not going to get it done. I am the type of person who will just fucking overwork something because it's just never good enough. And I need to stop doing that, honestly. So these thumbnails are definitely an exercise in just saying, you know what, that's good. It's gonna go like up like that. And if people don't like it, well, tough to be them. Alright. I think I put this a little bit too far over here. Can I do this and still get away with it? Can I move it over here and still get away with it? Can I do this and still get away with it? Maybe? Question mark? By the way, I'm not an artist, so my input is probably shit. This is what I say to Iggle, who I've mentioned Iggle a lot. What I haven't mentioned is that a lot of the times, first of all, a lot of the time when I draw something and it's going to be for like the public eye and I've really worked hard on it, I usually show it to Iggle at some point and ask, hey, is there something fucked up about this? Is there something wrong with this? Is there anything that I could change? And then she takes it and gives her honest fucking opinion about it. That's the first thing. Second of all, she's not an artist. She just, I feel, has a good eye for these kinds of things. And she once told me, hey, I really appreciate that you do this, but I don't know why, because I've never had like art experience or whatever. And I told her not only she has a good eye, but sometimes an artist needs to be told that this is good enough or that this looks weird from the perspective of somebody who doesn't know what art looks like or what an illustration looks like. Because oftentimes, myself speaking as an artist can get so caught up in, but it doesn't look perfect. And literally anyone, doesn't have to be like an actual artist themselves, literally anyone who can give perspective on that has a valuable opinion. Of course, it's best to be like, to wait for that other person. It's best for the artist to, you know, ask whether, hey, is this good? Or hey, does this look like shit? Of course, it's better to ask, to wait until that moment comes. But generally, I love being able to work on something and then going up to like a complete stranger and saying, hey, does this look weird? Or not a stranger, I suppose, just someone who doesn't have like art experience and saying, hey, does this look funny? Because I know I'm going to get an answer that is maybe not 100% professional, but it comes from a place of knowing what other people actually want to see. And my work is generally not for other artists, it's for the general public to enjoy. So getting an opinion from the general public about whether something works or not, or whether something looks good enough, generally I like looking to people who don't know about art for that. Because I'm making art for you guys. I'm not making art to try and be the best possible artist I can fucking be. I've met plenty of good artists. I'm not one of them. What I'm trying to do is get good enough that people as a whole understand what I'm trying to get at. Or maybe it's just that people who are actually good at things terrify me. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, there we go. Oh, Gummy Bear is very insightful. Yeah. At the end of the day, though, I do get advice from fellow artists whenever I can. And it makes me feel as though I've always learned something new. It's not that I won't discount the words of an artist whom I feel has a very good way of working, who can teach me something new. I just know that getting an opinion from someone who I am trying to draw for is much better than trying to live up to some level of perfection that I know I can do, but will take way too long to get to. I wouldn't call myself insightful, I call myself lazy. But it is what it is. This is the kind of thing I do in order to make sure that I actually get work done, and I don't, like, get into my head about it, you know? You said you worked in construction, and it's not a place where you're allowed to make mistakes. And I empathize with that, I really do. But so far, everything I've drawn here seems like a fucking disaster to me. So I need people to tell me that this is all right. Maybe not perfect, but good enough. So I don't get to a point where this never goes out into the public. Because I will just hide things or keep them to myself. Not even because I want to hide them, but just because some things are for myself. And it doesn't bother me that other people will never see some of my work. But when it comes to things that I am actually trying to get out in front of others, I do get in my head about it. So that's when I usually ask people, hey, is this good enough? Or am I just crazy about, like, trying to fiddle with this, like, for the 500th time? And usually they're just like, yeah, just post it, it's good. That's the value. I would not get anything done if I had to wait until it was perfect. Are the hands a part of the lore? What do you mean the hands? Kind of like void. Oh, no, I just have sleevey paws. See? Sleevey paws. I do have hands. They're just hidden under very long sleeves. Nothing special about them, they're just two pairs of hands. Yeah. I can, like, for a really long time, I think my voice actor was thinking about, hey, should I make this so they just have paws, sleepy paws forever? And then they realized that that would probably be too far outside of the scope of what they wanted to do for the story. So they're like, okay, you know what, you just have regular hands. And I'm like, sick, nice. A lot of decisions like that were made because they and I feel as though if you make a decision as strong as not giving someone a body part to work with, there has to be a narrative reason as to why you're doing it and how it shapes the narrative from there. And not giving me hands to work with, only having like little paws to work with, that's a lot. It's not something that fits within the narrative that apparently I'm supposed to be telling. So we eventually just were like, yeah, I just have hands. They're just underneath my sleeves. It was definitely somewhere in the decision making process, though. I could have been like a handless wonder, just like ghost hands. I think this is too fat. Like pop that up there and see if that helps. Mm -hmm. Mm -hmm. Don't like the way that lays. My number one enemy when it comes to my own fucking design. The way my hair lays is just nightmarish to get over sometimes. Fuck. Oh yeah, that's another game that I got in the Steam Summer Sale, getting over it. I got like the whole suite of games that people play if they don't like themselves. So I'll probably be playing those at some point. Just out of, I got them mostly out of curiosity. I just want to see if any of them, like, out of curiosity, and if I ever get stuck on ideas for like endurance streams, I suppose. uh, they're simply bare hands. By the way, did you make the magazine? No. This is literally from the Unpacking website. This is the cover art for the video game. I just sort of copy pasted it. Imported it in, as one might say. So I did not draw that, no. That is the work of... let me actually add some credit for this. Our key art was made by... Robot Verve. At Robot Verve. Yeah, okay, at Robot Verve. Let me just kind of put this in the image right here so it has proper credit. Nice. Alright, and now I select this bit here. Selection. And then I outline selection. Wait, hold on. Not with that color, this one. Selection. Maybe with 3 pixels, see how that looks. Okay. Deselect. Nice. Gomi Bear almost didn't give credit. The thing is, this is the official art for the game. So once you boot up the actual clip, it becomes very clear that I did not actually create this work of art. And I don't want to give off the impression that I did. But on the other hand, I do also realize that I did not create this art, and some people are going to make the same mistake you did. So, on one hand, yes, I am just covering my ass. On the other hand, it is an important thing to do. Always credit your artists. Help them fight the algorithm, as it were. Alrighty. Well, that's certainly turning out to be a thing. Oh, maybe it's just because I'm not giving this enough shading around the outside. I know I just took away some shading, but I'm putting some back. Alright, cool. Now, let's see how that looks. And like that, and then like that, and then like that. I know it now looks like Verve also made my art, but I'll explain that like actually when we're in the game. So hopefully, if anyone actually gives a fuck, they'll see. Otherwise, I also don't mind if they take credit for this. If they did, I would feel so honored. This absolutely sucks. I would feel honored and a little bit ashamed. This art is so good, and I'm just like half-assing this. Not even putting my whole ass into it. How do people... Yeah. Yeah. This is what I keep talking about when I say that I have higher expectations for myself than I do other people. Like, things like giving credit aside, if somebody I happen to think was good at something accidentally took credit for something that I did, and this would at least be partially my fault because I'm not giving any explanation for like the nuances of this situation, I would just be like, fuck it, it's fine. This was kind of my fault anyway, you know? I'm probably too chill for this, but on the other hand, I just don't feel like making too big of a big deal out of things that I should be doing. Which is, I think, why for a lot of my life, people have been able to I'm a doormat, I suppose. It's taken me a while to not be a doormat. To like myself enough to be actually stick up for myself. I think this needs to be up like this. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot better. Alright, and then this needs to just go down like that. And I am not willing to fuck around with this anymore, so this is just gonna be how things look now. Alright, I suppose rendering now? I don't want to be taken advantage of anymore. So I've decided that this is my... I have decided that I'm just gonna be mean to people from now on. Could you like put a table of contents? Like put that credit. That seems like extra work. That seems like extra work, and at the end of the day, I don't care about... This is why I'm such a bad marketer. I don't care about my own brand enough to make decisions like that. I don't care enough. Like, if somebody makes a mistake, fine. You know? This is why I'm a bad marketer. I don't care about my own product enough. Also, don't let others treat you like a doormat. I'll try not to. Yeah. Iggle's been trying to teach me about that now. I think what she's been telling me has been working. She's often like... the kind of person who will give her opinion about anything, no matter how controversial it is. And honestly, sometimes I don't agree with her about stuff. But I also admire the fact that she can do stuff like that. So she's been giving me the space to air out my own controversial opinions. And she's always very happy to hear them. I didn't realize that it would be nice to have someone around to be like, you know, I don't agree with you, but that's okay. We're still friends, you know? That being said, our differences of opinion usually appear in like what kind of media we like. Like, we're both into very different things. She's very into like sports anime and stuff. and I'm more into like artsy type things. And she is too, but mostly like from a film art critic point of view. So we often learn a lot about each other's interests without actually getting into each other's interests. And we mostly talk about other things like, you know, how our days are doing, how the job search is going for her now that she's not an intern anymore, stuff like that. Sometimes something creative art is just an expression of postmodern investigations of the hand of the artist. Something. You are too good. The bear we don't deserve. Layman's turns. IDK tried majoring in art history and has a sudden urge to write bullshit. In one of my lives, I was a studio art major, so I feel that. Sometimes in the act of making art is realizing that you have buried yourself in bullshit and other people are actually paid to believe you. Let's see if I can continue your thought. What credit really is the is a mark of how capitalism has shaped any expression of creativity away from the act itself and toward a marketable sense of ownership. It takes away the act of being able to interpret your own reality on an on a piece of art which is like a purpose of art, because the person who created the art in the first place has to consider that if they don't take ownership of their own piece, that is grounds for them to not survive in a capitalist society. There you go. Art school bullshit of the day. Yes, it's a commoditization of art into the capitalist structure of the art market. Right. This is why I think NFTs are just absolutely just stupid. You are too good, the bear we don't deserve. Oh, I like that reasoning. Yes, it's the commodification of art into the capital. Clap. No longer is it art for art's sake, but art's for money's sake and something bullshit. Right. NFTs bad, IDK failed art history. NFTs are bad just for the environment and for the structure of art, but I just think not only are NFTs bad, they're just fucking stupid. Imagine trying to put value on art. Something that is, in essence, what you get when culture has gotten to a point where it can start making useless shit. Art is really fucking useless, you guys. Getting paid for art is just absolutely absurd. But we live in a society where if we are not paid, we eventually fucking die. So people who do make art for a living, these pointless pieces of stuff that somehow make no actual value, but other people don't realize that they actually need this worthless thing, that if they don't start monetizing it somehow, it has to have value only because a capitalist market has demanded that we monetize everything. And NFTs are just absolutely fucking stupid because it presupposes that art has any value in the first place. It's so fucking dumb. God, the whole angle of now artists can have a fucking living. Fuck you. Just give everybody in the world a fucking living. Who gives a shit? There are bigger problems here. Stupid. NFTs are smart if you're the one scamming. They suck if you're the one getting scammed. Meanwhile, at Sotheby's, yeah, yeah. I don't know. Art has a lot of different meanings. Even if you go to art school, everyone is going to give you a different definition of what art is and what art isn't. Although they're usually a lot more well thought than out than like what some internet schlub will tell you about what art actually is. You're gonna get a lot of different definitions for what art is. There are definitions of art out there that have nothing to do with, now, how does this piece make you feel? And that's actually one thing that people try to disabuse you of once you do get into art school. It's not about how it makes you feel. It can be partially about that, because a lot of people don't have the capacity to interface with art other than how it makes them feel, and that's okay. There's better answers, though, I feel. And when so much of art is up to interpretation, that literally gives it no value in a capitalist society. Because for something to have value in a capitalist society, it needs to have some use. Art is just kind of useless. It just makes you happy, you know? Yes. After studying modernism and postmodernism, my definition of art is what collectors pay for, which is circular, but... Alright. When was the last time you could take a piece of art, and any piece of art, all art, and eat it? Or just do, like, what me and Twangerine are referring to, there has to be a difference between the act of making art and the act of illustration. Right now, this is not actually art. This is an illustration. This is a marketable piece of work that is made not to evoke deeper meaning, but it's to advertise something. It's to say, hey, I'm gonna play a fucking video game later. Come and watch. This is not art. What this is advertising. It's about as art as a magazine is fine literature. Art is useless. Art is, in essence, useless. Art has value as long as, well, as Twangerine says, art has value if it's sold, because someone else has put value upon it. But in essence, if you have an art that is supposed to fulfill a purpose other than existing, that's not art. That's an illustration. At least that's my opinion. I think Twangerine has a pretty good definition. So if any other definitions count, in this current society that we live in, Twangerine's definition of art is pretty good. But what do I think art is? I think art is something strong enough to evoke meaning to other people than the person who created the art. Which is really, really open and vague. But it's, number one, a definition that covers a lot of bases, that doesn't add value to it, but it does describe what it does in a pragmatic sense. But it's also a definition that means that video games can actually be art, because they can evoke meaning other than the meaning that the creators put into it in the first place. Eagle doesn't agree with this definition, by the way. She feels as though art should have a consistent meaning between people. Like, the two people with different life experiences should be able to look at the same type of art and get the exact experience evoked out of it that someone else would, like, hundreds of years later. And I don't think that's I think that's admirable, but I don't think it's achievable or true. You know? For me, art is a symbol of status, power, and wealth, so it represents something. Okay, that's fair. I think that defining art as something that signifies the fact that you can buy something that is essentially worthless. I think that gels well with my definition, but I also think that you might be thinking of something a little bit different than I am. And I think that that's grounds for you to try and argue your point. And I think that that's good. I think that the definition of art should not be linear. It should not belong to one person to say, this is art, this is not art. Unless you are the Twitter user art decider and you're doing it as a bit of as a bit. In which case, I think that's fucking hilarious. Art is a joke. Art is comedy, honestly. Why do art when you could do something that allows other people to live? What is the purpose of art but to provide a context for looking at something other than what gives one life? You know? Power, status, wealth. It brings influence. I can see that. I think that that's another really good way to look at it, especially in the art market. Yeah. Because if you can commission a piece of art, it gives you status in the sense that other people now know, oh, you can get this worthless thing just because you want it. You can have the ability to support people who make this thing just because you wanted it. Not because it has any pragmatic value, but because it's there and you wanted it. The ability to get it exists to you, so you just did it. I think that's a good definition of art, honestly. Art is a machine learning AI that gives a 1 to 10 artiness score to various acts or objects. Oh my fucking god. I did not realize that Elon Musk was in chat. It's an honor, sir. Oh my fucking god. What if the next thing Elon Musk what if the next thing that tech bros and fucking Silicon Valley idiots fucking invent is art? They're like, what if they make this exciting new thing? What if they create Dadaism? Is what I'm trying to say here. I'm sorry, Elon Musk. The charade couldn't last forever. The charade could not last forever. You have been exposed, sir. Now, please kindly jettison yourself into space faster so we can solve world poverty and world hunger with the stuff that you leave behind. Good God. Nah, if Mr. Musk ever sees my streams, it's because he truly has way too much fucking time in his hands, and he does actually need to go and make something of himself other than fucking money. Good lord. Stupid. Now that I'm exposed, I might as well say that Mm. And I was gonna say, all people should buy my Teslas and abandon public transportation and move to my Mars colony where I control the oxygen supply. Oh, let's fucking go. Mr. Musk, solving all the world's problems once again by being the techiest tech bro and never once talking to a living flesh human being. Oh my fucking god. Mr. Musk is art. He's useless. Every tech bro that has ever lived. Useless. Useless. What's that they say in Ecclesiastic? In Ecclesiastes? Temporary, useless. Something upon the wind. Nice. Oh, you know what? I have a hot take. Yes! Let's go! It's hot take hours over on Gomiya_CH. I love hot take hours. Go for it. Art can't be politics. Art can be political, but art can't be politics because art has no real power. Well, I have something I need to do, so see you later. Nice to see you, Rusty. Once again, thank you for all of your help with the collab. I do hope you have a wonderful day. Because art has no real power. Oh my fucking god. Let's fucking go. Okay, let me see. Art cannot be political. Oh, no. Art can be political, but it can't be politics. Ooh. So, if it can't be politics, that means it can't be policed. Which means that in a perfect society, art should be allowed regardless of laws or what is depicted. It is already protected under the First Amendment, but it should also be made, and then the person who made it should be protected from the consequences of it because it has nothing to do with reality. Art is not real. Art is not real. We've done it. We've fictionalized art. Now I can draw art. This is why Iggle doesn't like defining art. She doesn't like philosophy. She loves art, and it's just that she wants it to be so explicable and the same for everyone, regardless of background, that I feel personally she takes a way too what's the word? Foucaultian. Like, if it exists for me, it exists for everyone and should exist for everyone. Which I also feel is a bit flawed. Just because something exists to one person doesn't mean it exists for everybody. Like, ontologically, yeah, but... Ugh, transcendent. Ugh, transcendentalists. We have gone here! We're here now! We have gone! Full fucking transcendentalist. Oh my fucking god. Wait, hang on. I think I still have my notes from that one life where I thought I'd be a philosopher. No, sorry. Master and slave is Hegel. Ugh, transcendentalists. Welcome to Gomiya_CH, where a bear talks about transcendentalists. I need to start streaming Christine Love's content a little bit more often. If the type of person that Christine Love's work is the type of person who I can make art school jokes with my at this sort of embouchure, I suppose. My God, have I been missing out? Oh, I should play Get in the Car, loser. Oh my fucking God. I wonder if that's on sale. Pause. This is the most important pause of my life. If Christine Love's shit is on sale for the summer Steam sale, she is about to make some money off of this bear this week. Yeah, where is Steam? Where is Steam? Steam 어떡어? 어디에 갔어? 어디에 있어? 어디 있어요? 스팀은? 아, 여기 있네. Okay. I failed my classes and it was art history. I don't know what I know that's supposed to be a self-drag, but I don't know what kind of self-drag that's supposed to be because I had to take art history when I was in my life where I was a studio major. And I failed so many of them because I could not for the life of me come up with the right brain juice to remember stuff that I was actually interested in learning about in art history. I took at the time a class about medieval cathedrals from the Byzantine Empire and just like Germanic stuff. I was really interested in that. They rock. They look so cool. I could not pass the fucking class. IDK, all I remember is a classics department professor sneering at the art history department. Oh, that kind of snootiness, again, is so funny to me. It's art. It is art because it's so fucking useless. This is not a real major. Ugh. It's absurdist. Yo, I took a medieval modern class that was dope. Yo, tell me about it. I love hearing about what other nonsense other people were up to in school. I love getting just people who were like, "Hey, I hated school. I did not finish this grad program, but let me teach you the awesome shit that I actually did learn in this program." Because that's the part that I feel like they were actually passionate about, you know? And that's the part I feel like they should care about. And I feel like that's the part that I want to consider when other people talk about the things that they like. Okay, Christine Love, my dear. Christine Love, my dear. Christine Love, my dear. Is your shit on sale? Get in the car, loser! It's on sale! Let's fucking go! I'm gonna buy this right now! Ooh. Oh, the complete edition. Yes! Okay, it's bundle. There's a bundle complete edition. Yeah, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Let's get this shit! Yes! Alright, purchase for myself. The premise was that medieval art is like modern art because both require a training in art, medieval or religious training, an esoteric art market training. Ooh, shopping addiction? No, a Christine Love addiction. If you've never gotten through a Christine Love work, I don't know what to tell you, man. Christine Love is good shit, OP. She makes good video games for people who are gay and depressed. And I, for one, support that. Video games is art. Yeah, I think that that's so fucking true. Like, for the purposes of that class, that argument is so fucking true, though. But now that comes to the question, have we gotten to a point in society where people worship the invisible hand of capitalism and economics as though it is a religion that should be studied? And like, yes, absolutely, but also that's so fucking grim. Oh, good lord. And that's all I remember. Also, the readings were hard. We're reading hard. Yeah. Uh, While Renaissance to Baroque, realism is easily appreciated by lay people who don't have special training in art. Mm-mm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, reading hard. Typing hard. Hands hard. This is why I don't draw them. Life is difficult. Why don't we forgive each other for turning into shapeless blobs of meat jelly and perishing? Honestly, don't know. Honestly, do not know. uh but let me actually, because I had a thought about all of this, but let me actually go back and see what it was. Mm. Yeah, I think that's really fucking true. I like not being a blob of meat jelly. I don't know, man. If you've ever had meat jelly before, it's not that bad, honestly. Um, yeah, it kind of puts me in mind of the fact that we're like, oh, Renaissance art is so uh, old and it's about things that we don't care about. When in fact, you're right. Baroque art is like easily commodified and interpretable by people who don't have significant art training. And then we have the people today who are like, oh, this person is so good at art. And then it's all like hyper realistic images of like a watch or something. Just really close up, hyper realistic. Yes, they have a lot of skill. That's an illustration, though. It's not art. But it's commodified, though. That's the thing. It's commodified to the point because it's so easily interpreted as an image that required skill to make. So people are like, ah, yes, this has value now. Ah, hyperrealism. Ah, hyperrealism. Oh, the one thing. I don't know how I feel about hyperrealism. What I can tell you about hyperrealism is that it's screwed over the Western gaming market. Oh, good graphics. Oh, hyper realistic, this, that, whatever the fuck. There's an entire genre of horror games and just horror fiction in just online that have subtly realized but haven't actually interpreted the fact that hyperrealism in video games is actually fucking scary. It's uncomfortable, man. Clearly, it's a response to photography. I mean, who doesn't like them jiggle physics in a horror game? Yeah, you just really want to see all those corpses that have, like, gotten to that point in the decaying process where they just, like money, jiggle, jiggle, jingle, jiggle, or something? I don't know the meme. I don't fucking know the meme. I don't know anything. I'm just a bear. In all of this, I need you guys to know that I'm just a fucking bear. And I don't know shit. The more I went to school, the more I realized that I don't know shit. And I didn't know shit in the first place. But truly, I do not know absolutely fuck all. And I think people need to understand this about me. I understand this about me. I don't know if many people do. The world just generally does not make sense to me. My money don't jiggle, jungle jiggle, it bends. She don't live in a bear who lives simultaneously in all trash cans at once. You don't live in mine. That's because you looked. That's because, yeah, the trash bear, there is apparently another trash bear in the world, and that's a very special case in which if I am perceived by other trash bears, I cannot be in the same trash can as another trash bear. I did not realize that there was another trash bear in the world, so I can accept the argument that I cannot live in Seal's trash bear because Seal already has one. But that's the only case. If you already have a trash bear, I mean, it's occupied. What can I say? I get that the point of my literature is to like something omnipotence, whatever. But at the end of the day, that's a pretty solid argument. And neither I nor my voice actor want to argue that. Two trash bears cannot exist in the same trash can at once. Is this quantum physics? I suppose. It's at least tangential to that because I've also considered the possibility of being able to be in Seal's trash can if the other trash bear does happen to be asleep. In that case, yeah, I could. But that would be really dependent on whether trash bears sleep in the first place. I do a lot of fucking sleeping, so maybe whenever I go to sleep, I stop existing, you know? But that's just, once again, existentialism. Trash can physics. Schrodinger's cat was supposed to be a comparison of how absurd quantum physics is supposed to be, but then turned out to be a really good way to explain quantum physics in the first place, which is just kind of telling on how absurd it is in the first place that we live in a world where quantum mechanics, the laws of quantum mechanics must work, or else we live in a world that does not actually work. I don't know. I still am in the middle of reading my book about string theory and quantum mechanics. I find it very interesting. I really love it. I just haven't had the time to finish it. I haven't had the time to read a lot of fucking books that I want to read. Like, there's this one book that Pixel suggested to me, and I've been reading it on and off, but it's that and quantum physics and like a ton of other fucking books that I really want to read for like a book club series of streams that it's just never the fucking time for it, you know? I have work to do. I live in a capitalist society. Art isn't real, you know? But that being said, if we all thought about quantum mechanics, I suppose we'd never get people fed. So that has its own uses, I suppose. Anyway, Schrodinger's cat. If you like, oh man, how do you explain Schrodinger's cat? Mm, Physics and the laws of reality are biased. Basically, the Schrodinger's cat is alive or dead. And it's ontologically possible for it to be both while it's in the box until it is observed. And that's exactly how quantum particles work. So it's not that you could literally have a quantum cat, it's just a metaphor for how subjective, in the end, reality is. But at the same time, it's so much fun to think about, you know? If we all think really hard about quantum physics, we can both be fed and not fed at the same time, right? It's Descartes, right? Prove to me that this chair does not exist. Descartes. Prove to me that hunger does not exist. Thanks, Descartes. I think that's Descartes, right? He was the motherfucker who was just like, if I don't think I choose not to. I do not perceive it. Anyway, I unfortunately do exist, not by any choice of mine. It's because for the purposes of the story that is being told by my existence, I do in fact fucking exist. which is, you know, minorly inconvenient to me as a fictional character, but, you know, since it's a part of the narrative, it's not like I've got much of a choice in the matter, you know, you know. Oh boy. All I can remember is I can't be sure of anything but the existence of my own mind or something like that. Yeah. If you've ever seen the anime Bakano, uh, Claire Stanfelt took one too many courses in Descartes and then was like, actually, I am the only person who exists. Oops. That being said, it led him to believe a whole fucking bunch of things, and he ended up, you know, living until like 100 and fucking whatever. So it worked out for him, I guess. But generally, I'm not sure if Descartes works out for everyone, is what I'm saying. uh, I don't know. I think that you could probably use Descartesian physics to be like, actually, Ayn Rand was right. We don't have to help anybody except ourselves. Because nobody in the world besides myself exists, you know? And I feel like that's a little silly. I feel like that by that point you've gotten to a level of silliness that's just unsustainable. I haven't seen Bacano, but I've seen the lesser modern Bacano. That's one I have not seen. I know a lot of people I was friends with back in the day who were really into anime were also just super into Um, I don't know. I like to describe Bakano as Durarara's sexy older sister, but I think it's unfair for me to describe it like that because I've never actually seen it. I don't know. I saw Bakano once and I was like, yep, this is the only thing that I need to see by this creator. I've seen that. I've seen both. I don't understand either. IDK, uh, looking back on it, Durarara is mid. Yeah. Being alive is mid for me. It's fine. It's an experience. It's definitely different from my other lives, let me tell you. Ontologically, was I ever alive? Makes you think. Everyone's hot though, which is always nice. Yeah, at the end of the day, in anime, does anything else actually matter? Uh, when it comes to anime though, the only thing I'm actually interested in is apparently they're making a new Mononoke, a movie out of not Mononoke Hime, just Mononoke, the old anime from Noyana Tama, whatever, um, from back in like 2000 and what? It's the 15th anniversary. No, it's the 20th. Wow, 2012? Really? It doesn't really feel like it was a 2012 anime. Anyway, they're making a new anime of it, and a new movie of it, and it's the only thing that I will be able to think about for like days and days. Honestly, it's really fucking good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's really, really great. I mean, what is life though? Ugly bastards aren't hot. Well, I suppose ugly bastards aren't hot, but we're not talking about ugly bastards in real life. We're talking about hot people in fictional spaces. And you must be hot if you are fictional, you know? Or else you don't have a place in that fiction anymore. I mean, as things currently stand right now. Yeah, I am talking about the one with the almost collage style art. It had a huge influence on me in several of my lives, and it's the only thing I can think about. The fact that it's getting a movie for its anniversary is just. It is primo. It makes me so happy. It is literally just um, Mushishi, except flashier. And I love Mushishi, don't get me wrong. It is beautiful and atmospheric. But I my eyes like pretty things. It's pretentious, is what it is. Mononoke is. I think that Mushishi is a bit pretentious as well, but I love it for it, so I forgive most things if I like it. Ah, those anime. I'm familiar with those anime. Uh, Ugly Bastards are fictional genre. Oh, in most 18 plus anime. Got it, got it, got it. Yeah, but I'm generally not interested in those. So I wouldn't really know what to talk about in that case. I suppose they exist, so there must be some appeal. And they continue to exist regardless of how I feel about them or not. I think that a lot of people would be much advantaged if they realize that things will exist regardless of whether they like it or not, you know? Hmm. Let's see. I don't know. I watch stuff like I didn't watch Trigun or anything because in a lot of my lives I was way too poor to afford cable. So I was never able to get Cartoon Network or anything that actually had anime. So mostly I was limited to what cable had. But the times that I did end up having cable, I watch a lot of mini series on Cartoon Network. So the one that really um the one that really caught my attention was Serial Experience Lane, which kind of fed into the reality that I was living in, that I was a fictional character, because nothing about Lane's life was real either, except for how she felt about things. But she had the advantage of being a real person, you know, within the fiction, of course. Alright, that's hair. I think I'm done fucking around with the hair. Gotta work on everything else now. We live in an age, thankfully. Oh, speaking of mushishi, have you heard of the Chinese anime mushishi? Bai Yao Fu. Generic art style, but I was on an Chinese anime binge. Thankfully, we are in an age of free and plentiful anime. I need to watch Serial Experiments Lane. Yeah, it's a trip. The story aged beautifully. I would say that the art needs you need to go into it knowing that it was made in 2000 2001 2002. Yeah, Mononoke had to have been made in 2006. It could not have been made in any other era. Um, yeah, I've never heard of that one before. The only anime that I've ever heard of in like even remotely the same genre is, oh, what is it called? Moyashimon? But it's not about anyone traveling. Oh wait, no. There's also I guess Kino's Journey, Kino no Tabi, which is also pretty good. Not 100% my thing, but it does kind of feed that sort of genre of people traveling places and temporarily having an adventure. Yeah, Kino no Tabi. Got that on Blu-ray. Yeah, it's really, really fucking good. Sag, not a 90s anime. Mm. Kino no Tabi is very, very fucking good. I genuinely like it a lot. I'd say that it is definitely one of the ones that I'm just like, this is a story about someone who never stays in one place forever, who just continues on and has to continue on. And I enjoy that. Like, I was really into not only Kino's Journey and and Mushishi and Mononoke. I was actually for a pretty good long while not really into Doctor Who, but I enjoyed watching it specifically because it sort of scratched that itch for I need a story about someone who does not stay forever. You know, about travelers. Maybe that's why I've been playing Genshin Impact for so long. And maybe that's why I feel as though a lot of the time the main character in Genshin Impact has the same feelings about things that I do. It's just like, what the fuck? People who stay in one place are weird. Alright, oh wait, shit. I haven't saved once in all this time. Hang on, let me do that. Oh boy. This one is going to be for unpacking. There we go. Did you watch the Kino no Tabi 2017 remake season? I sure did, yeah. That was actually after doing all my research. That was the first thing that I got into. Yeah, it was very, very good. I enjoyed it. It was very beautiful. I liked it in the same way that I like most kind of artsy 24/12 core anime seasons. I think that, for the longest time, I thought that I didn't like longer anime. I was just like, oh man, I wish I could had the patience for anime, but they're so long. Maybe I just don't like long things. Maybe I'm just like the kind of person who's into movies. And then I watched Kamen Rider and I realized, oh, I do like long things. It's just that anime isn't good. Or maybe it's more like, I don't like things that don't end. Because Kamen Rider is pretty long, but it does have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and I think that increases the quality of the product, like, immensely. Maybe I just don't like anime, you know? That's me. I refuse to watch 48 plus episode anime. It's true anime isn't good. Anime is not good, but I do not deny its right to exist. Because at the end of the day, we're all stuck on this shit planet and we're all going to imbibe things that aren't good. We all have trace amounts of microplastics in our bloodstream. At this point, if you haven't consumed anything bad in your life, you're not alive anymore. Peak good anime is actually only mid. Hot take. Yo, let's fucking go! I love this hot take! Yeah, I've never heard of anime in my life. I've never watched anime before. What do you mean? I've only watched good things in my life. Like fucking what? I only read stuff by like Chaucer and Proust. I'm one of those assholes. What do you mean, anime? Like The Room, right? True art. Let's fucking go. The Room is the best piece of media ever. It is truly fucking art. And I say this knowing that we've had a very long conversation about what fucking art is. So let me be clear. The Room is art. It's pointless, it should not exist, and yet we live in a society that has allowed not only its existence, but its proliferation. And that is why it is art. Truly, truly. Meets my definition too. Right? Right. God. It only has value because other people have determined that it is so. Yeah, that is art. Art is worthless. Collectors collect it. Oh god, it's so funny. Yeah. I think it's really fucking funny how people make such a big deal about how video games should be art when in fact it's already fucking art. It's so fucking useless. But not individual pieces, just video games as a collective whole. The conception of a video game. That is art. Silly. Yeah. Alright, that's looking a little bit more like a thumbnail. I just need to make it so it doesn't make me entirely unhappy and we'll be done. Alright, that just means that I have to, like, do some stuff in the background, and that should not take all that long. If art comes down to things that people buy, not because it has any worth in life, but because they want it, then yeah, that's perfect. You do not have to go any farther from there. I think that people have romanticized ideals of what they want art to be when the reality is it doesn't fucking exist. I think TBF movies had an academic vibe to be considered art back in its infancy, so games are just in the same state. But yeah, games are art. I think that if you were talking about games as a vehicle of things that have value, as you argue in your definition, I think that games are definitely art. I definitely agree with that. My definition of games as art actually is a little bit unfair to art because I consider art as a medium for art. I don't actually consider it art. It's illustration. It's illustration work. It's not actually art. I think that the only games that actually try to convey any meaning to people individually and do it quite successfully is Shadow of the Colossus. Shadow of the Colossus is the only art game out there. It's the only game that has ever achieved art. And that's it. Not a single other game is art out there. I think that the quest to get I think that it's an endeavor that needs to be done in order for people to start thinking about art in general. I think that we're going to continue to have these struggles, and we should. But at the end of the day, it's such a silly argument. Who cares if something's art? We're all gonna fucking die, you know? I think that the only way it actually matters is getting good, fucking, what do you call it? Criticism out of it. Like all good art should have criticism, you know? That's the only useful thing art criticism can do. Because at the end of the day, what people aren't looking for are people to respect games. They just don't want to be looked at as children. Games are fun art. That is an opinion, not a fact. But I accept that opinion. Alright, let's see. I think that I'm gonna just, in order to make this all pop, I'm going to see if I can get something a little bit more like this. And then make a little bit of a background noir back here so it pops a little bit better. I am not making art right now. This is an illustration. Nothing wrong with illustration, it's just got a different role in society than art. Right. Now that contrasts a little better. Yay. Man, using my art education for something that actually will make me money. That's a lie. None of this is ever going to make me money. There was a time when all the researchers in my life were like, why don't you ever choose in your lives to do something that will actually be advantageous to you in the long term? And I don't think they realized that in order to be a fictional person, you need to consider that nothing you do matters or has a real effect on reality. So honestly, it didn't matter whether I chose to do something that would make me money. It's not like any of it was real, you know? Or maybe you don't know. You're all real people. Alright. Alright. I think that I need to start putting shinies in. That's too light, I think. Although I do need something here to offset. Maybe... Maybe I can just grab this and hopefully it'll be light enough? Question mark, exclamation point? Not really. Maybe I will just have to put a tiny bit of a dot right there, but not like too big. Yeah, that's better. I mean, it's not good, but it's gonna go out like this, so, you know, I'm just gonna have to deal with it. I counter with all the Flash games between 2000 and 2000 to 2010 are also art. Every single doll maker you've ever made in your entire life, art. Alright, I'll give you that one. Once you blow up, you'll drown in money. Most money isn't real, it's just numbers in a computer. And that's why you should buy my NFT, which is definitely a real JPEG. Only real things have value, haven't you heard? So this real JPEG has value. No, you should buy my new coin, Dogecoin. Thank you, by the way, for implying that this stream will ever fucking blow up. That is... You're so hopeful about that, and I appreciate it. But considering that we just had a an hour and a half long conversation about art and existentialism and also anime question mark, I don't think that there is actually a market for this. It's very hopeful, but I appreciate the optimism. I do. I don't think that the market is out there for this though. I mean, obviously there is a demand because you guys are here, but a market? Get the fuck out of there. People want like unrealistic depictions of reality. I am an unrealistic. I'm not a real person, but I also talk about real things sometimes. So I think that I do not provide enough escapism for most people who watch streamers, you know? Dogecoin. Damn, no market for art school bullshitting? Yeah, this is why we all should have been engineering majors. There's no market for useless shit. There's no market for art. Alright. Let's see. Art isn't real, guys. I don't know how to tell you that. It's not real. Has no value. It should never be monetized. That's silly. It's so absurd, honestly. Engineering. I'm gonna go back to school to become an NFT major. Let's fucking go. Bruh, engineers have to work 40 hours plus week. Yeah, but they make money, right? So people seem to think that money is worth these kinds of things. Again, I don't understand the value of money, never have, never will. So I don't really understand the conception of anyone creating value for things. So engineers, it's nice to think about them, I don't understand, you know? That being said, for a lot of my lives, I did have a pretty intense interest in electrical engineering. Not because I wanted to be an electrical engineer, but I just think electricity is fucking cool. And then people were like, "Are you gonna be an engineer?" And I was like, "Fuck no. I'm not good at math. I just think lights are neat. I don't want to work all that time making things. I just want to make things occasionally and then, you know, die." Which is eventually what I ended up doing for that life. As with all my other lives, you know. Alright, let's go ahead and go with that there. Yeah. Alright. I only have to work 10 days every 2 months to live a semi-comfy life. I prefer just being self-employed. Engineers make shitty drawings to send to manufacturers like me who have to make an impossible part. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that. Yeah. In one of my lives, I did a lot of theater, and in my one of the requirements I was supposed to do was try and make um, a stage plan. So like I had to come up with what the stage would look like, and then see if it was actually doable. I ended up making a set of stairs that just led up into nowhere, which is how you know that I'm not actually cut out to be an engineer at all. But yeah. JK, they send blueprints that make sense sometimes. Yeah. This is why I prefer art. Things don't have to make sense in art, you just have to draw it. Alright, I think this is gonna be about what this is gonna look like. Alright, now we got to get to the part where I make speech bubbles. Alright. I'm sorry that your life is just filled with people who expect you to do impossible things. I too sometimes have to do impossible things. Alright. And now I just outlined this very poorly because I could probably do this like very well. Just actually do this with attention to detail and shit, but I'm getting close to the end of my patience with this. I'm getting close to done. Alright, cool. Mm, nice. Great, good. Alright, we're done. Alright, export as a single layer. Alright, unpacking. We want this as a JPEG, and then we're going to scale it down to 500. Perfect. Alright. All good, all good. I'm exaggerating. For the most part, the blueprints are good, but there are some real head scratchers. I know that it's just a part of your job description to make sense of that shit, but I do feel bad for you. Sometimes what people want is not possible in reality, and you're the one who has to deal with the trash that you get as a result of that. Right, that's unpacking. I'm gonna be playing this in maybe like an hour and a half from I don't know when. I want to get started on a new emote before I stop today's stream. So let's go and open up this. Yay. Okay, what was I gonna do next? Bonk is open. Let's close that. I underlined everything that I wanted to do, right? Or maybe I didn't. My brain is made of moron. Okay. What is the next one I wanted to make? I think shock or just eyes emoji would probably be good because I use that quite a bit myself. Shades should probably be on there. And head pat does need to be made. Okay, let me actually mark these this time. Okay, wait, nope, wrong layer. Nope. There we go. So I also want to do praise Satan because I think it's funny. Alright, so head pat, shades, eyes emoji. Yeah, you guys need a shades emoji. Not because I'm at all cool, but mostly because I think that you guys need to have an emoji for the emotion that you feel whenever something cool happens by accident and you have no idea how it's done, but you need to pretend that it was a purposeful act. I do that all the time. Alright, let's just get a rough draft down for this one. I know that I cannot practically get this one done today, but I do want to get a good start on it at least. So let's make a sunglasses emoji. Let's do that. Alright. I don't know how long you can stay, Dwendering, but I want to tell you that you are a newer member to this channel, but I do appreciate you being around. I was very serious about being like, is this what streaming Christine Love's work? Is this the audience that I get from that? Sick, I should do this more often, you know? You're definitely a part of that current emotion that I have about this. So I do appreciate it. Alright, let's see. Nice. Yeah, shades. It's gonna be very just like... And then this one's gonna be so self-explanatory. And then the hair. Bear is trapped here forever now. Bear has one more reason to never leave. Bear is trapped here forever now. Wait, what's the reason? Oh no! Why am I trapped? What happened? What happened? What happened? What did I do? What have I done specifically that makes me trapped here forever? The fact that I need to make emojis for you guys? I mean, yes, this is correct. Twan, here joining the bear family. Ah, the bearmily. I see, I see, I see. Join the trash heap. Join the pile. Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Alright. Oh, wrong color. Hmm. I see, I see. Alright. Yeah, this is good enough for a start. That's about exactly how I want this to look. So far, anyway. Alright. And then put my other hair thingy here. And then, hip, hip. And then put the little ears in. Oh, I forgot. Oh no, I forgot the little paws in my ears. Oh well. You know what? Fuck it. It's just gonna go up like that. You guys will know. If you know, you know. If you know the way I fucked up, you know. Alright, cool. Alrighty. Art is hard. You just do it and then you keep going and then suddenly it's done. Or it has to be done. The deadline comes and you're just like, oh shit. Now this has to be done. IDK Dej. Alright. Alright, that's fair. I too am very IDK Dej at the moment. Okay. I don't know what this looks like reversed, and I'm not gonna figure that out today because I do not feel like it. Alright. Cool. What a cool looking bear. I wonder if they've got a Twitch channel. Alright, and... Alright. And... Hup. 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 Alright. Alright. Looks like it's got the Neo glasses on from the Matrix. Didn't you know? I am from the Matrix. This is correct. All very true. Would you like to choose the red pill or the blue pill? We can see how far down the rabbit hole goes. Would I have chosen to be real if it was up to me? Or to know that the real world exists? Probably not. And yet here I am. Alright. Yeah, that's good enough. Alright, I'm gonna end the stream here. Let's go to the Zatsudan channel. Ah, fuck. Who knows? Reality is just trash anime, one core at a time. Right? It's about as logical too. Alright. That's gonna be the drawing stream for today. Thanks for coming by to watch me talk about nothing really. Although if you had fun, I really appreciate it. My next stream is, like I said, gonna be in a couple of hours. I do want to get a few things done and switch over to my partition. And I also probably need to eat. But yeah, I will be continuing to stream later on tonight, and I will be streaming unpacking. So I hope you enjoy that if you do come. I appreciate you guys coming out today, and for those watching the VOD, art is nothing. Got it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming, and if you are watching the VOD as of per usual, I hope you got something out of that. I'm not sure if I did, but at least we were in good company, right? Take care. I'll see you guys in a couple hours. Bye bye.